Roses, and welcome to my channel where I am so excited to say that we have actually reached 500 subscribers. I honestly can't believe we're actually here. It means so much to me to have 500 of you watching these videos and playing these games with me. I mean, honestly, I started this channel about 6 months ago, and I just started it because I really wanted to build a community of people who I could share my passion for gaming with, who I could talk about my favorite games, play, really go through the experience of gaming with, and I just love doing this. I'm so happy that I can share that with all of you. It means the world to be able to game with all of you and to, talk in the comments about tips and strategies, about favorite games, and just about your lives as well. I just really have enjoyed meeting all of you, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this, and I'm so excited to keep going with it. So yeah, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all, honestly. So yeah, to celebrate today, I just wanted to do something special, which is why I am making this video on 10 facts about myself. You all know that I love gaming, you know what kind of games I like to play, but I don't think you know a lot about me outside of gaming, so I wanted to share 10 facts that, so you really get to know who I am, in my day-to-day life. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first fact is that I was in movies growing up. Mostly just as a background worker, although I am in the credits for one movie, but it was pretty cool. I started when I was about 6 years old, and my mom would just take me and my sisters to go be in movies, and it was really cool because it was like having a job from a very early age, but it was pretty fun. I mean, we were making money so super young, but we were doing it by being in movies, which was just like the coolest thing ever. I mean, can you imagine being a kid and being like, I was in that movie? It was awesome. So I had a lot of fun doing that. I was in a lot of different movies, and honestly, I can't remember most of them. I was too young. I mean, I met famous people, but I did not even know who they were at that point. So I think the most notable one that I've been in is, well, there's two actually. The first is the one acting credit I got, which was for a movie called The Last Mimsy. I was one of the kids from the future, and the reason I got to be an actor in that one is not because I had any lines, did not have a single line, but we got to fly, they had us in harnesses flying around, and so because of that, we weren't just regular extras, and the cool part is that I'm actually in the credits for that movie, and because of it, I also have my own IMDb page, I think. Hopefully it's still there, I'm not sure. I haven't been an actor in a really long time, and I don't even know if that counts as acting, but anyway, so that's one of the movies that I was in. And then the other cool one was the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. I was just a background worker in that one, but you can see me super clearly in some of the scenes. There's a classroom part where I'm sitting behind one of the main characters, and you can just see me right there. I've actually been recognized for that movie before. When I was a teenager, I had a few people ask me for an autograph because I was in that movie. Not because I had lines, again, just I was visible in it. So that was really cool. I was a huge dork at that point. I was 11 and 12 years old, I think. And I was, at that point in my life, so shy and quiet and dorky. I wore glasses all the time, had little braids. I was one of those cute dorky little kids. And I was also a really bad actor. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a good actor. So in that scene, one of the scenes where you can see me the most, I was supposed to be pretending to yawn and be really bored. And it was just terrible acting, but I look back on it now and I'm like, aw, so cute. Little dorky young me. So one cool thing that I did get out of that movie is we got a signed copy of 2 of the books. So I have signed by the author and signed by all the actors, which at the time seemed really cool because Diary of a Wimpy Kid was very popular and I was young, and so I was actually reading them. Now, I mean, I'm obviously not reading any Diary of a Wimpy Kid books anymore, so I just keep them as kind of a keepsake from that time. I mean, I had a lot of fun working on that set, so yeah, that's the first fact about me. I was in movies. Okay, so the second fact about me is that I have a degree in environmental science. So I went to a university in my hometown of Vancouver and got a degree in environmental science with a focus in biology, and I actually just finished that degree. I am actually just graduating right now, which is super exciting. It's been 5 years that I've been doing this degree, so I'm feeling very proud to be graduating right now. I took 5 years because I also worked while I was taking my degree, and I've also done a thesis project, which is kind of doing my own research. So yeah, that's been really exciting. I love environmental science because I love nature and I care about the natural world. So I want to be involved in a job where I can protect it and do my part to make sure it stays, beautiful and intact. And I also just really love being outside, so I wanted a job where I could work in the field, which is what I get to do. It's really great. I get to go to all these beautiful spots and just walk around in nature as part of my job. So I absolutely love that. So yeah, that is my degree. I am an environmental scientist. Fact number 3 is that I started painting when I was 14 years old. Before that, I was always creative as a kid. I loved drawing, doodling, painting, crafting, but I didn't really get into actual painting until around 14 years old. That was when I created my first painting, and I was so proud of it at the time. It was a painting of a mountain that I had hiked with a school group, and I look back at it now and it's not bad for a 14-year-old, but it's nothing impressive at all. Definitely, lacking some depth and technique that I know now, but it's great. I'm proud of myself at that age of painting it, and I actually shared it with my class as part of a project. So, getting up in front of everybody and sharing my first painting was a little, nerve-wracking, but I'm, happy I did that. I was super shy at the time, by the way. I was a very quiet, shy kid, so getting in front of a class and sharing my artwork was not easy, but so that's when I started. I've been painting ever since. And when I first started painting, I was really into doing landscapes and mountains mainly. I have a lot of paintings of mountains. And then since then, I've kind of tried to grow a bit. I did a few paintings of people, which you've probably seen in the background of my painting videos. And now, of course, I paint gaming-related stuff, which I really like doing because it gives me so much variety and inspiration. So that's fact number 3. Fact number 4 is that I love hiking. It's one of my main hobbies outside of gaming. I do a lot of day hikes. I live in Vancouver, where there are so many mountains you can hike, and I have hiked almost everyone within a 30-minute drive from here. So, especially in the summer, I hike almost every week. I also like doing extended hikes where you spend the night, so backpacking. And the longest hike I've ever done was 8 days and 75 kilometers, which I'm pretty proud of. That was a huge trip because you have to carry everything on your back while you're hiking. So my bag was 45 pounds, which doesn't maybe seem like a lot to some of you, but I am a small person, so that's almost half my weight. And I had to carry that for 75 kilometers, going over trails and mountains. We had to cross rivers, go over these crazy beaches with storm surge channels, and it was really cool. Those kind of trips really challenge you mentally and physically, but I learned a lot about myself, and I came out of it just, with this real connection to myself and the natural world. And I'm really happy I did that. I'm hoping to do more trips like that soon. I have another one that I'm hopefully going to do in September, which will be 6 days. So I'm super excited about that. I don't do a lot of long trips like that, but I do pretty short ones fairly regularly. I'll go for, 2 or 3 nights every few months, or maybe more frequently in the summer. So that's one of my favorite hobbies when I'm not gaming. So fact number 5 is that I love reading. It's another one of my main hobbies besides gaming. I read all the time, especially growing up. I read a lot. Like I said, I was very shy and quiet as a kid. So when I was in a social situation, I was that person hiding in the corner reading a book. I don't do that anymore. I've grown up. I'm not quite so shy, but I read a lot. That was my escape from the real world. I just loved I still love just getting lost in another world and a story. I'm obsessed with stories. It's one of the things that I actually love about gaming too, is just a really good story. So I love reading. My main genres are fantasy and sci-fi. That's where it's at for me. I love a good fantasy book. And so my favorite books, a few of them, first off is The Name of the Wind. This is a really great book if you're a fan of Harry Potter like me when you were growing up. This is an adult version of that, and it's an amazing book. I would highly recommend it, but just a warning, if you do decide to read this book, the 3rd book has now come out for 8 years. It's supposed to be a trilogy, and it's been so long between the 2nd and 3rd book. I'm dying to find out what happens in this, but it still hasn't come out, and at this point, I don't know when or even if it ever is going to come out. So, you have been warned. But I still would recommend reading this because it's such a good book. It's fantastically written, and I don't regret it at all. Like, I just reread it over and over again because it's so good. So, one of my favorite books. Another one is A Court of Thorns and Roses series. That is an awesome book. It's very fantasy, like fairy world, romance, all of that. I like it. I don't have a copy of that one, but I read it so many times that I really should buy one because literally, like, I will reread it at least like once a year. Another series that I really like is The Kingdom of Copper. That is an awesome book. Another fantasy one. I said sci-fi and fantasy, but I think fantasy is like my main one. I do read other genres too, like, you know, nonfiction and all that, but fantasy's what I really love. So yeah, Kingdom of Copper is a great book. It's about like Jin in this alternate world, kind of set in like a Middle Eastern setting, and it's just such a good series. It's so vibrant and full of color, so I would definitely recommend all of those books if you are a fantasy fan like me. Yeah, that's my fact about me. I love reading. Oh, if you guys have book suggestions, leave them in the comments because I need a new series to get into right now, so yeah. Okay, so fact number 6 is that I speak French. I was in French immersion growing up from about the age of 5 to 15. I took French in school, basically full-time. I actually didn't even learn how to write in English until like grade 4, because before that everything was in French in school. So if you notice, my spelling is really horrible. I blame it on that. Didn't learn to write in English until later. So yeah, I haven't spoken French in a really long time because I don't get the opportunity to use it, but I would really like to start speaking it again. So if there's anybody here who speaks French, you know, if you want to speak French to me in the comments, I would love that. Yeah, it's been a really long time. Je vais vraiment pratiquer. Comme tu peux voir, mon français c'est pas très bien, maintenant. Mais je veux parler français parce que j'aime la langue et c'est très bien de savoir notre langage. Alors, je veux pratiquer. Un jour, je vais aller à Québec ou peut-être France et parler français parce que c'est très amusant. Alors, oui, ça c'est mon français. If anybody understood that, yeah, that's my French. Fact number 7 is that I have a twin sister. We are fraternal, so we look nothing alike, and actually we're basically complete opposites. Like, I'm about 5'7", like, you know, I have blonde hair, blue eyes. She's like up to my chin, like 5'2", with like dark hair and green eyes. Our personalities are so different too. I love gaming. I'm very like academic focused. I love going to school and learning. I hike. I love going outside. She does not have any of those interests. So yeah, we're very much opposites, but you know, she's my twin, so I love her very much. Just not to leave out my older sister, I do have another sister. So yeah, that's my family, and I'm a twin. And fact number 8 is that I am a huge Marvel fan. I love Marvel movies. I've seen every single one, all the TV shows. I kind of discovered Marvel when I was like early high school, I don't know, like 13. And ever since then, I've gone to see every movie in the theater. That's actually one of the things that I am most excited about when this pandemic is over, is like actually going to be able to see those movies in theaters again. I miss that. And you know, like, been waiting for Black Widow for so long. I want to see that movie. So yeah, love that. Love Marvel, everything Marvel. I'm sure there are lots of Marvel fans here too. I guess in terms of like favorite movies and heroes, my favorite hero is Captain Marvel, which, okay, here's a bonus fact. The reason that I really like Captain Marvel is because I actually play on an Ultimate Frisbee team. So there's your bonus fact. I play Ultimate Frisbee. Yes, it's the sport with a Frisbee, and yes, it is a real sport, in case anybody's gonna say anything about that. But anyways, our team is like Avengers themed, and so on our jerseys, instead of our names, we have like our Marvel characters, and mine is Captain Marvel. So that's why I like her. I also like her movie. I mean, she's a very badass character. Like, I love her style. You know, the whole like 80s like leather jacket and all that. It's great. And then yeah, she's like super powerful, like one of the most powerful, which is crazy. In terms of favorite movie, gosh, it's really hard to pick because I love them all. They're all so good. Of course, Infinity War is just like spectacular after all the build up. But then kind of like side movies, I really like Black Panther because I just love the music, the storyline. The villain is so well written in that one. So yeah, love Marvel. All right, fact number 9, which most of you probably know, is that I have dogs in the house. So I have one dog named Winston. He is a mixed breed. We actually got him from the pound, and before that he was on the streets, which is really sad. So glad we could give him like a happy, loving, stable home now. But anyways, because of how we got him, we don't really know like exactly how old he is or what breeds he is, but he's like a mix of a Pomeranian, Chihuahua, and a bunch of other things. So that's one of my dogs. The other one is Molly. She's a miniature German Shepherd. She actually belongs to my older sister, but lives in the same house as me, so I kind of consider her my dog. I mean, I helped raise her, so yeah, and she is a absolute sweetheart. Just loves everybody, so she's really cute. If you hear barking in the background, it's one of my dogs. I also have a cat. Her name is Twinkle. I've had her for the past, like, oh god, she must be 18 years old at least right now. Like, we got her when I was really young, and she's just kept going. She's so old, but she keeps going. She's very adventurous. Like, she's an outdoor cat, so she's just, like, venture off, and it's crazy. So I still have her. I've had a ton of pets growing up. I had, like, oh my god, I'm going to try and list them. But we've had 3 cats, 2 dogs, a ferret, a hedgehog, a chinchilla, an iguana. Did I say ferret? We had fish. We had a hamster. What else? I think there's more. Daegu. We had a ton of dagus. We had like 20 dagus because they all had babies, so yeah. We've had so many pets. I've had a lot of pets in my life, which is great. I love pets. Animals are amazing. I'm really happy that we have dogs now because dogs are just like the sweetest, loving animals. They just, my dogs are really a part of my family now. Some of my cat, but dogs are just like, it's dogs, y'all know what I mean. As my last fact, I wanted to do something kind of funny and random. So this is just like a random story about me, but when I was like 8 years old, I was run over by a raccoon. Yes, you heard that right. I was run over by a raccoon. I did not run over it, it ran over me. Which, yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. So what happened was I was staying at my grandparents' house and I was sleeping on the floor and it was like midnight and they had dogs. So I suddenly heard like dogs barking. It's like, what's going on? Like the dogs are running up the stairs and I was like, I just want to go back to sleep. So I pulled the blanket over my head to like mute everything. And suddenly I feel these like sharp claws running over me and like my family's like yelling in the background. I'm like, get off the floor, get off the floor. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like the dog's just running by. Like I thought it was the dog that ran over me. And then I feel it again, like running over me, the sharp little claws. I like pull the blanket off and there's literally like a raccoon there. Just fluffy raccoon from the wild in my house running over me. So it's just a kind of funny story about me. Very random fact, but been run over by a raccoon. Okay, so those are 10 facts about me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit more about who I am outside of gaming. It was really fun to just like talk about all these random things about me, things that I haven't even like thought about in a while. Like, I haven't looked at my like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books or the clips of me in that for like ages. Haven't thought about the raccoon thing. Just, funny little stories that were really great to share with all of you. I'd love to know, do you guys relate to any of this stuff? Like, are you big readers? Are you Marvel fans? Have you ever been run over by an animal? So yeah, let me know in the comments, like, what you relate to or random facts about yourself. I love reading comments from you guys, and I love answering all of them. So yeah, I'd love to hear more from you guys. Again, thank you so much for being here on this channel with me. It means the world to be able to share my gameplays and everything else with all of you guys. So I'm really excited to keep sharing those videos and, fan art, different things like this, maybe vlogs, whatever else. There's lots to come in the future, and I have so many exciting ideas for videos to share with you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video, so I'll see you then.